नमस्ते दोस्तों, मैं हूँ आयुष्मती और आपका स्वागत है मेरे YouTube चैनल आयुष्मान ओझा में। आज हम डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं सेक्शन 9 ऑफ द सेंट्रल गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज टैक्स एक्ट, जो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट सेक्शन है एज इट डील्स विद द लेवी एंड कलेक्शन ऑफ GST। इसके साथ ही हम डिस्कस करेंगे कुछ स्पेसिफिक रूल्स जो इस सेक्शन के इम्प्लीमेंटेशन को सपोर्ट करते हैं। रूल 5, 6, 11, 40, 46 और 56, Section 9 of the CGST Act. Section 9 is the cornerstone of the CGST Act as it lays down the foundation for the levy and collection of GST. This section specifies that CGST shall be levied on all intrastate supplies of goods or services or both, except on the supply of alcoholic liquor for human consumption, at the rates notified by the government. Key points of Section 9. Levy of CGST. CGST is levied on all intrastate supplies of goods and services. The tax rates are as per the rates notified by the government. Reverse charge mechanism. In certain cases, the recipient of goods or services is liable to pay GST instead of the supplier. This mechanism is applicable in case of supply of certain goods and services notified by the government. Composition levy. Small taxpayers can opt for composition levy where tax is paid at a flat rate on the turnover. This scheme is applicable to taxpayers with a turnover up to Rs 1.5 crores. Rule 5. Conditions and restrictions in respect of inputs and capital goods sent to the job worker. Inputs and capital goods can be sent to a job worker without payment of tax. Such goods should be returned within 1 year for inputs and 3 years for capital goods. If not returned within the stipulated time, it will be deemed as supply and tax will be levied. Rule 6. ITC in respect of inputs and capital goods sent to the job worker. ITC can be availed by the principal on inputs and capital goods sent to the job worker. The principal can take ITC even if the goods are directly sent to the job worker. Rule 11. Separate accounts to be maintained. Every registered person must maintain a true and correct account of production or manufacture of goods, inward and outward supply of goods or services or both, stock of goods, input tax credit availed, output tax payable and paid, and such other particulars as may be prescribed. Rule 40. Manner of claiming credit in special circumstances. In specific circumstances like change of constitution of a registered person, the input tax credit lying unutilized can be transferred. The transferor and transferee must maintain records and furnish details to the authorities. Rule 46. Tax invoice. Specifies the particulars that must be mentioned on a tax invoice. Includes details like supplier's name, address, GSTIN, a consecutive serial number, date of issue, name and address of the recipient, description of goods or services, quantity, value, rate and amount of tax, and signature or digital signature of the supplier. Rule 56. Maintenance of accounts by registered persons. Specifies the accounts and records that a registered person must maintain. Includes records of production or manufacture of goods, inward and outward supply of goods or services or both, stock of goods, input tax credit availed, output tax payable and paid, and such other particulars as may be prescribed. Conclusion. Section 9 of the CGST Act is fundamental in the GST framework, laying down the principles for levy and collection of tax. The rules under this section ensure that the GST system remains transparent and efficient. Understanding these rules and adhering to them is crucial for all businesses to stay compliant. Thank you for watching. अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो लाइक और शेयर जरूर करें और चैनल आयुष्मान ओझा को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें।